106.3 FM Sunie or Krumpo another roommate Nanya Viana and also a wen crack Krupomu Akra. Mini baby, I walk since so to announce we are bonazo Kaka Brang. What the Enquache and Unquad and answer the PCA as the Muram Messi do not see a demand in these just and never J near Mwakaba, where you do support over there in Maria, but no, Adom 106.3 FM Sunie and Yamitra 104.5 and some years also Nanya that you who so crudgy to so Baburan Honka Bema than the Bramosa Dumnishra. From to KASIEBO tasty angaza way so called lele and then yaban better de bremon as for the me obidum be kwaku edu kumemene
Akriabo achiwe yi Adom
and some the eduma kutini bi ene say short commission and as work asetna embrashe bedwane e bujina de mo manfo woni go pram about to person as Sam George and as work kwatena sia ya bisa ne sensem no say sabe enye ne bo apayo and say ko betu Ghana de sha kuma so ayawa so weso gon ya tutu okumobi na mom de wo hu ye en wo koka ho asem
ene a omayimra shebedwam so na nepani a wo boabo Adom ano wodom kuma anu mu Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak was wo ba be move vote bi na se be yadwuma ene alankwadwoche matia we ya ni position ekita no ebebo no be ma omaginadi
ya be kwa one village one dam kasa na ba be bo no ho na ensama akopie mu omamra shebedwafie se ka wo manga na ye be bo ne de se sa na tre de na ne ekopa boso esanse wo ka bo papa
right to information bill ye mra se be beboa ensentre adwuma bo mayimu ne Ghana fo abonhia nkrato won sa betumi aka bie no enemperinfo chemu se ka ye de beba ne so na so hwehwemu akuo bi so se wa ye akiremo se ka ye bebo ne mfaso ya ye benya no mfaso ndo so bebre ntimperinfo hwanya mu adwuma
ye betu fate so kwade bresa mu an otu an se mogabumi akwa kopie mu Nigeria mamu ana go tro ala tayaw wa abato no susanso sai nesi ko ene so beti mu nsem
NDC amanyoko na nya nipa abo bedi wanim no watu frank ade amabo running mate no ebeyo oba na se bema hwan na beba animdifo bi de wano atum ye bekom ne ahwe NDC amanyoko no nipa abode ne beba se running mate
ense bi ka we hu ne abo ne beda de bram we ye ni afeb ne ebenya adaje pa ni Adom su ko se twongon ni abibi ma fifi ma dwidwi mu te se de adwa botatea se de be ye behu ne nso no na mom se KASIEBO ne be ye odede a DBS roofing sheet papa bi fabodas no bia mu a won zampa wani ate ye sefuna baso ne die ene bogafoi ene ye to amam kurade ye wadom na otumi bon sisi bia no akwaje DBS na de aboso ne bo na fo enso beto awia bebo apeta pesanse ya hwega na ye weda ene pagifo timi aye de abrɛn bomade asa no obedi kaso bom de timi aboa wo na sibi so pode wo ba made nya bi pa na wodi dware na nsansa agu na kyerɛ Sofia befo sabe wo mo hye kumakuma na se guarantee esanse eyi hunam ne nsanwansan wa biada enka ba nipadua na ho sanso na nantema propro enya ade nyina da free ho ne wokɔ ba bia ye pedicure bia no a eno mo de ye esanse eyi nkokone ne bia efru nentrema ho ye tototototototototom Franco Trading Enterprise wo chade was mobile phone ene wo boni don komi wonyi no loan wonyu so ne hai akater krade ne bo no de atofo mbokɔte so bia wo sakiti no yi akya kwana kwadwo de phone bia so benya bia ho nya no nko wo de printers aba flash screens go yi ne laptops mentu na ko www.francotrading.com ana francophones.com preso da ba bia bo bia ne mfamro na wunya vitamin rekawia yanka babo pa esanse ye duane ankasa fe no ba se ansa na tie KASIEBO state TV a wo pefufu anase banku satroga bia watimi adi enuane ndro wodo a ko twiko bata ko brema nyina da yachim adi agumu se be eti na ne wono ma esre wale na de ma da mu ni nyina da no nya hoden etimi abo adwuma wadre se ni kanika to engine foforo to mu sibi ma capsules ba ma oju so twa bo ho ban wate se de bia kokora mu ma metum ha dwene na otra ko ye akwa so roba me no so akofa se bia ma wo ba wo de sibi ma capsules e na be boawo na afi wache waye de tesa nwamu ne neja ba ma ba nchen a wo kwakura na chese wo sugu ne yam ni nyina da ene se esiesie amwa ye obesi ma kasa ma dwenkyere de bebrem de na kingdom jense power capsules na onim sa jense ko nipadua ni ma ehuru fifiri nipadua na boja na time de afurusa ne abrobia wo ahode nya de nipadua ne ba bebo apo na kofa asam de aba na be ma enum bi de agyan tesa de odi amoku aba katenkwan na chese wo ko no kasa ne dim nunum bi na nya power wada amenti obidum bi kwaku edu kumemene
Akriabo achiwe yi Adom.
Yen na wi ye so mo ne aso mo so pa enye bre na afi ye mumra ensem no ankasa mu. Ye sha se de mra chebedwane ogina ode mo manfo ni ngo pram aba trumpet so Sam Jata George na ka che ne ye sha se de afri na beka ya justice emil shot badwaku ayatre e de asha ne sase wona no no nya hwehwemu e fa ye waso weso gombasa basa ye koso a Sam mra chebedwane Sam George wo fa akwaje so trom ekwa wiase ne highlight da ne dim na afi mebo ye unzo panyine na feferi a wode fa nipom no emu nukuru bia na montre no wo mko asetna Sam George sa kopie mu na wo kwa ye ne no msha ase so mu bisa ne sensem se Sam George wonim so watu Ghana de hia koma pa eno so bone ben wo ye nom hwe bone a wo ye nie se ye to o mai mu na basa ye asi wo bia to anana no mo se do no ahya se ne akuma bi oni fie ena smart mani so ena smart boni tuo ene ne kofa ho popo ba ya abato ni mu sensem kofa hoye e de ba ni tike wanya sa ebia akabasa ne kure ba ye no kare pompo so ne koduru sa abra no so won de papa nguma so panguma so nya na nu mode ne mum ni ye mu ntia mra basa ne chance se ekoso abrante ba kwa no wo ne nchen se de ne asia bono ne se de na moje si pram no ase Kristo se mre mu dua no so na fe kwa wiase abrante ne da hodi won home won te sa na ya simpo ye de anase bibi sampo na won hu so wote ase anase yi ene na nam so nti ode ahopopo e ba montre beka so na ne bambofo no wo ma di nsamane wodem ho ni nyina da ene se wo ma bo bi twa mwato anana no monse do no wo ka se de be ya Ghana de hye betumi hu de ekoso de mom enye se bo apayo so wokoka no de abetu omanfo akoma na ekire kura ene wote se sa branch no nwam ye de na koto ayere sabia.
That sequence was barely 5 minutes after the assault on the man. We had stumbled upon him in that house. I assumed at the point in time that was his house. Same way I assumed, based on the assault that I had seen carried out on him and his motionless body, that he was deceased. I saw the assault on him, I saw the bleeding, I saw him motionless at the time. As I exited with double, that is how I recall.
At what point did you find out that the man did not live in the house and that he had not died?
My lord, this was either later that day or the next day when I got in touch with some members of the party, and I was trying to find out how other members who had been assaulted or other members of the public who I had watched footage, I'd followed the media reportage and heard that some people had been seriously wounded, some people were in hospital, and somebody had his leg at risk of amputation and all. So I tried to find out what was happening with other people. And that was when I began to ask about the gentleman in white shirt and brown trousers that I had seen motionless. And then it came to my knowledge that he had actually been sent to hospital. He was not deceased, thankfully, and that he was recovering.
And what Jenny Ebisa Wapani say, Branche Quabia was so metime no so nam ho and I'm almost on assembly in Adakoba ye. Now Branche Bako Cradi was say, Equa wine this year, man, you couldn't my friends at the Hawks. 100 penny power down and you be a winning Nana Sam Georges one no. When you be a it's said you Judas, what do you use to what if you are in the mind? Sam Georges say, 100 years a beer with my branch and never baby nama. When him no, now say be my shadow cry one kai.
Do you recognize the person who is described as being the alleged leader of the Hawks?
My lord, I know this image from social media. I have seen pictures of him, but I do not know him in person, such that I could tell you this is his name or this is who he is. I have seen his image. Some of these images are well circulated on social media.
Do you know any members of the Hawks?
My lord, when you ask me, do I know any members of the Hawk personally, or can I make them out? I would like to be clear what exactly you're asking me.
Have you seen any members alleged to be members of the Hawk?
My lord, certainly there have been several pictures of men wearing T-shirts with the Hawks on them. So yes, I have seen pictures of people wearing T-shirts that have the Hawks on them.
Did you see them near Mr. Delali's house on the 31st of January? Did you see any of them on that day?
My lord, as far as my memory serves me, I did not see anybody.
Sam George no na no atwe na ne krakra no ye bisa ne say yenya ne tiesa wo keka nsem bi say national security for mobile ne de won hyeda nwom ni so me national security for say bom ye pataku ene om de nwan nwoma adura wo ho invisible forces for no makofa police for atade ahye ene wo ye kakachi no de kaka mutubi ahye wotia wodi hunu na Ghana de hye no say sabia sabia wo nu adanse otumi twa obi na de ya adanse wo hwe mrate kwa wo mobile ye say wo si tisi wo manfo so brim mo na wonye ni say police for be say police for wo mu yenim so mu buade pa wo mu pom asem eti se koba se obi tumi be se na aka se police ni a won wo ka so be ja tuma be ne nwa kakra.
I have worked in government before in the office of the president. I've engaged members of national security several times, and I have utmost respect for our men in the security services. They're some of the finest officers you will find. I saw the operations of this team, and if those men are the men of our security services today, it's a taint on the long-standing good name of our security services. Once I was able to identify in the heat of the moment, one, which I believe was reasonable grounds enough for me to draw the conclusion that, in the words of Professor so yesterday, the actions of some of those men didn't appear intelligent. It didn't look to me that those were trained national security operatives. And once I had identified one, at least one, who was a member of the various forces, it formed reasonable grounds for me to conclude that he would not be alone, given the actions that I had seen. Because men of the Ghana Police Service will not kick about an armed Ghanaian civilians. The former IGP is here. His men don't do that.
Sam George no wa emrasha bedwane wo gina de mo manfo prampram abato pesuaso no ze enimane enimu na wiase bedua krosa beduasa sanso ena sabi futu mo sa batatwene na wo koye kroma nipa ba ko de kodi fa ne frɛ mfantefo di so atumi wo nipa ba ko a wono na adwe kyerɛ so ye invisible force ni no wa ka mu nyina futu afra wo mu nyina invisible force
ene na Sam George no na abusia yenko mayi mra hyebedwam na na mra hyebedwafo asetena ya bo onu mu akoro no pani ya bo no wo frɛ dom mema Adom kuma ebo mrashebedwemu Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak ono aso ne aso ase mrashebedwani owobo no mo na papa edi atu dwa se wo soafo ya bohwe o mayi dwade ani mfidinwuma so alankwadwo chematen wo se minister wo be mo mapam no wo be ya kosi so on be woni nkonsa evisa wo musa soafo a ye frɛ wo mrashebedwem no ye frɛ we ya no waba ye frɛ we ya no waba na nso alankwadwo chematen die da bi o mo frɛ no a kye so wa no ye excuse sunko an na matu kwan na kyerɛ na meba na ade akye amomfa me nkwa sɛ nti ye bisa na asɛm a wo meyia no na no na pani kye mo sɛ emre bi wo enhyehye ya bode ye adwuma mra hyebadwa mu ya asekoba sɛ minister bi ye frɛ wo na wo ma ye frɛ no wayia no a wo betumi amuvu motion wagina sa motion no so no aka sɛ ye mpɛw enti ye mpamo no bi ɛna wo sɛ alankwadwo kyematen wo de bɛyɛ no na asɛm a wo bisa ye nam so ɛma ne kɔfa sa asɛm nyinaa ba ye no Sarah Adwasafo Deputy Majority Leader and Wadenkra Etudja.
Minority Chief Whip, although has very genuine concerns, the Speaker is blowing the issue out of proportion, the Speaker, and actually imputing improper motive. It is against our standing order. To say that there's deliberateness on the part of the Trade Minister to avoid questions in this House. Mr. Speaker, our rules, Order 93.2, Mr. Speaker, with your permission I read, it says, it shall be out of order to use offensive, or abusive, insulting, blasphemous, or unbecoming words, or, Mr. Speaker, the emphasis is mine, impute improper motive to any other member. Mr. Speaker, it is not as if the Trade Minister doesn't respect this House, Mr. Speaker. That is why, as a gentleman, and in order of courtesy, Mr. Speaker, he has written, taking the pain to write formally to the clerk to inform Mr. Speaker the reasons why. So if a minister indeed didn't want to appear before this House, he wouldn't have provided answers to the question. And the Honorable Chief Whip has a copy of the order paper. The answers have been provided. This shows you that the man is ready and prepared to answer the question. Unfortunately, when certain other functions he's called on upon to carry out other functions, he would then have to balance.
And your deputy majority leader no Sarah Drasafo no watchire mo say asam alaji Muntaka Mubarak ken asa sam kichwa bi no peso wuhuru no wo wu no balloon na be ye emumununchun wo wi aba beka so eniema nya fi say alankwadwo chematen wo mo fra no annebo ankwen no wo so oni mampani abedi eche Dr. Muhammadu Baumia wo nu mu wo UK ya chese summit bi fam fidi dwuma ho eni dwadie wo ye ne wo eti wa tronkrata dia ba ma hyebadwam so matwukwan eti mo dia asama mi ubisa mi no momfa nkwohye fiada ne bedu fiada no na esa me wo Ghana no mabeyi no eti se no na Muntaka se wonte ase e na obami apam no e na obami ayinadi a no hu ne se tese boapa yom wa hyada se papa no a e na obegu nanimu ase ne enti Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak so nso ne de ode baaye.
Because when the president was here to read the State of the Nation, the Speaker, all of them find time to be here. They prioritize coming to sit here, so the president will see them in Parliament. But when Parliament wants them to come and ask questions, they put other businesses ahead of the business of Parliament. Because Speaker, for a minister in the space of just 1 month to have sought permission for his questions to be postponed 3 times. 3 times. Because Speaker, I just want to serve notice. I will come with a motion of censure because the minister doesn't want to be a minister. Because he doesn't respect this house. He doesn't want to come and answer to the people. But when it came to the president, they were all sitting here. So, Mr. Speaker, I wish to stay and set notice. I will come with a motion of censure on Minister for Trade and Industry. He does not respect this house. He does not regard this house. That in the space of 1 month, he will ask that his question be postponed 3 times in 30 days. 3 times, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I think that this treating the ministers with kid gloves is long overdue. They are not taking this house serious.
Eni Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak no wase hwe mra bo mayimu eti mprensa question ba ku be ya no wadatwa wo ba mi ayuadi wo de ochezo obe move motion na yankwa moma so yensantwe ni abedna gwasanti ase edu na asemi nyina bo na no ye Mr. Speaker dia tumu se ye be move motion no na alanchematen ya pamu no ana se asem ne kosi sen efo
why
ayo yanwe asem na kosi sen
Assembly Lieutenant said 2 leaders and anti leaders menu on for Ajasafo explanation by a minister in the vice president ko UK no honorable Muntaka so buy back as no na kosi and say speaker the ojitu mu say Ajasafo say minister ne beba by Friday no abano baba answer question na omonti ase na yen twen kosi Friday na minister ne ba no baba answer na motion akasa de eno honorable Muntaka just opia na bebi say say ebia ne ya obefile motion na say bia Oshana obefile motion na that what your obefile motion de nya de asabe wantimi anka on the floor of Parliament na mo say bia opia free chamber ha na ye bebi say that what here obetimi afile sa motion we na opese ebia almost start process so mbeyi onunya for alankoje chairman free office as Minister of Trade and Industry. The Edwine Oshaba Bibiso kind of say, also shall let her a free trade ministry to anybody now. A chief director and a kind of sign, and yet there, the young for Alanchaman Sankasan is signing here. This no person say, I dare to say, any Dahoa minister or yet or party to move Parliament on football Emma Parliament. Anything okay, let a crowd trying to can understand, and chief director or minister on the sign out, they let anybody.
Young say, sir, motion, Alhaji Muntaka so be move way no. So, who come na Shebedram, ye rare and Maswaf, where ye Fred Duanoa, and ye Menya, no dear Taikosopa, Alancha Martin case, you know, Sammy and some way was so one man, the Dikanya. Say, ye friend, why would you match a bedroom more? No questions about and Pedro Dwana will me yanwana.
And let's say, Honorable John Alankojo Martin, say, Minister by MPB extra questions of so by Pierre Parliament to be answer. On one question, Eba be answer question. Say, be a do how on your available, and a be Obama, the deputy Smiggy, about be answer question. Name on your OSHA questions, Ayana MPs Nibisa. When your minister said we won't move Parliament and also for a Boma Parliament, a Bibiano, the idea all around and for Bebano Babe answer question. Now, they last week, apart from say Honorable Muntaka say question on post money, last week is so like I was minister neighbor. and I'm casting minister on your available now. Answers now provide answers ni bu enya creativity omu kwama creativity idea enhwe we said this week idea minister na betima ba na buy answer questions no so this week e buy and say want me ma onabo muntakabu ofunti ono onye ministers ni bia sometimes MPs ni be describe so omo ye stubborn omo bisa question omo person beba obiti sa agree minister na sometimes bu omo bona na chi say omo person beba parliament na mom onabo John Alancha Martin de idea obu parliament at bibia ni a omo bisa question idea we available de bi otimi ba no be answer questions no
omija wa mu akọ sa motion ya munchaka so obe move no me mrahye badwam hu bi da se ya obi sa motion wa move am ya ka se ye yi minister bi adi ewo ho na nso obi ya move bi mami hu da wo ko wo ni mi ye se abakose mu no ebi asida am ya gina so se MP bi ya move motion bi am ya gina so minister no ye yi na di ebi asi
everyone said who did report to parliament our experience or who be so far miss me by me check to check and there member of parliament be invoke sir we share article 825 no and I say order 108 no nya there obi MP be invoke sir the way on the floor of the house near fourth gate who says ba o mampani dada John Dramani Mahama who says ba Kanazo who says majority leader then the say chairman Sabuntini or more position or more half motion then say omo de minister bi ana say your office there me checks from parliamentary chairs in there obi invoke and so false motion will be on the floor of the house.
Ayo mayana wasie for ni aka bia bonoboana fabreye abusha nsantwani a wo mayi mrahye badwam abedna gwa asante asiedu ene ate na mane bono
Adom ni sha from to KASIEBO test the angers ene eguzo ayake card mamono na oka tresam na wasankafo wasema waka wasi bibia wone mre ne ne dua wone bre twa wone bre kom ye wone bre wakasa wone bre ye wo bra nipa wone beje ne bra worebehwo na aba o mai mu so a ye wo bra enso timi to na ne ekurent cat and dogs ene obi kai was yenso na eto nkrama ne nkrai na etimi to na fa yira fo manfo no ma eto da bi so na ne wo pe no resi etimi ba wo kwa brane no pa sa die sia igali rochian ese sabe bancha pesi ade kwama ne duafo eduru sa brana na no wo ba bi a ne ne timi papa no utra koi no beda dem a wo kwa hwa be ka so wi aba sheet esa se ne timi fa be sheet no want ya bare te se sabe wele a de kwa ye mpaboa na eno na gana mapanyi na na do da kwa kufu ado embra wo bonto wode nsamba tudwa se eduru sabre na ya na kwafo bonya nsuo na kapese wamia ne kafo de egu no baye so tietimi aduane ko atwe te se kan tete ba pa ne no dwumadi kese bi ba ya friend se one village one dam etifido mantem na ne ba bi obefa bia no wo ba amra donko ne di nsuo atem eti eduru sabre na nsuo ho ya de na kwani no kogina ho anu aka wo kafrika atwo na nsuo no ekọ na akwa kogu ne no baye no so na timi aboa ama no pa aduane anwumre emfa ho ne opebra na se nsuo twa aduane atimi aboa mamafo atimi anya biadi no wasofo wona ne hwekwa ho nsem so bo mamu Dr. Uzu afiri akutu ene wakopiem wo membra hye bedwafie ne yebisabisa nsensem ene waso awurade adom wohwe madam no nanka maako be se ahanum adusia 560 ena empanfo ba betintim samre de emu be se wo ha ene du baako 311 de wuguso wo ye nwadwuma eche bia wo bewie yekobisa ho ka yase ho ka 2.5 million gagatwa beautiful chopable Ghana cedis ene yase sanya bayra brojo na ka kumya jine kwa kwenu mopanyine no ensama ode to mrahye bedwafo anim.
This question requires an answer on its own. I cannot stand here, Mr. Speaker, in this august house and spew out all the specific answers. We are getting into technical details. So I will have to go back to the Irrigation Development Authority, which is under my supervision, to get specific answers to this question. But I think, Mr. Speaker, the honorable member actually admitted I kept talking about dams. I never mentioned dugout. So I don't know the source of his confusion about the figure of 2.5 million. No, I'm talking about the fact that I kept saying dam, the smallest dam. I didn't say the smallest dugout or the biggest dugout. Because dams, Mr. Speaker, we have the Aswan Dam. It cost $200 million 40, 50 years ago. So it depends upon the size. It depends upon the size, precisely, Mr. Speaker, as you indicated. Therefore, if the honourable member wants specific answers, I would have to consult my experts to provide the answers. Thank you.
Also, for one on the hook, I want some so woman who can acquire some Rashabi. Dr. Owusu, a free Akutu, and artist of which in Yankani Montetankrane, a tune Rosa and Pam the Danta, and it or Mount Foy and a day, one print who near Biania share, a brace just 1 year and Muakoro. Near Quahumano, so your name senior bed nego Quasias and Tessie Dubium. Now, if you're not a chicken, I bet I quite a was one was a damn no back open 2.5 nanas and now Cambomua 560 no.
Kumi osidamo no enkitwa womu na baako bekosi 2.5 million Ghana cedis na ya dia bekosi oman no yesikasem enti wo hwenchechemu na MPC person hu se dam ankasa na ase dugout na omututu na o se dam na nya dia dugout na so omu tuba kubia na ase nkitinkiti na ya dia bekosi 2.5 million Ghana cedis kumi. Na
wanka akese no so yekasi kotu no so bo
kumi akese no na MPC ni person mu bisa ebi tisa honorable Mahama Yarega onu ye MP mama for mu Boko Central na osori bisa say ono oni constituency o hu so mu tututu dugout bi anase down bi wo no person hu say dam akese anase nkezinkiti na ye 2.5 million Ghana cedis no and obisa na Speaker of Parliament onyanfo Professor Michael Kwei say question o mubisa no na no mfa ho it is obi person ohu da mo ni nyina na ase na kase nyina de o mo ntro question foforo no mo famra na minister enko consult technical people na say na so e ho mo munim de o ho fa two dam na say dugout ni ho ne bo no so we prepare you know samra back minister no so sane a wo born sound na no waka no o say agise o consult ni technical people na nya de obetima begina aka say kese na be cost 4 million na say 5 million dey mum no obetima aka say kitwa kra wo mu dam no na be cost kitikiti kra ba ko a wo mu na ya de be cost 2.5 million Ghana cedis no come
na sam te de wo kan ya say wanya da je kra ntrim so man ye benya ska de ya na ye nya ska mfanye
kumi say one it say one village one dam ya de a budget e ba na finance minister ne sector minister agric minister on my allocation wo mu say ade on betimi to dam ni bi na mum say afini be ko wie na dodo o motima wie na so mu wie na even kwa sa 311 na kan no wantima anche say bia o ma wie emu edu ana say mu miensa ana say o chana no be wie mu mienu ana miensa de mum no kan say site o motima identify so mu betu na 311 no enti sikasam de ade a finance minister na allocation ho a o betimi de a construct dams ni bi but at the end of the year and I say I feel we go we do o betimi tune de enya de minister na so etimi to na shebu jafo na nim kumi
aba de emfancy a ye be sanso aba nchen we de ensem ni nyina da de o mbeka bia ye nim se we de otansom pane kurato formal de brain boni nyina aboa na kasebo anwumre de no naked ankaza ye mum se goma mansa nyina da ntibia na msi ni abenegu akwasi asantesi edu e4 no ma mra shebe dwafie no bata etu ye Ghana ni de hye na nkontaka na ntise media bia akwa bekum difa akwa tisa titin hoyi bia 2.5 million Ghana cedis na afi we de multiply 560 eno ye nketenkete no na wo de akese ne ka ye nyahu akese ne bonti for na no ye de nketo ne be yadwuma na afi ye hu ka Ghana baye na adwene se one village one dam wo ye ne ye bebo e wo ho
en ye tesia ngaza KASIEBO mu na nam ayede ebrewi Adom 106.3 FM so ne adi fra santimantem ya ne anuanum hye FM na akabo mu KASIEBO ye de eba yesumi live wo Facebook so dia Adom 106.3 FM so na KASIEBO enam na ye kwa yanimu no emra ba kopa achebo mayi emra hyebedwemu eye the right to information bill ya nei eburu be mfiedu emra hyebedwafo da bopono so na mrai amomuna da bi asamfoforo no obeka kire Ghana fo sese ya no ba ya bonum dia ba ne se ye nko Yesu amani hunu da no mra no na che se ya wi arekora be dia tumu ansa ne akọ eti wogusu Easter enu honum jama enu ne edi bedi Easter no enra ye akọ akwoti ane ma hyebadwafo edi abeto ye nimu oni se ka chenchire kapuduo ena sa right information bill se wo kase boode atomu a Ghana wose yebo wo office ye wose wotie ene council ne bone ye wose wo ye ho adwuma nyina no ankoso kura no sika million no opepia henso aduonum 750 million Ghana cedis ye bebo sa kai asemi ampanimfo de atodwa na ese da bi ye nkom ne enwade ye mi sampanimfo se kanu a ye bo na ne mfaso ye benyane ye de toto mu a sai na wose esi ekono Esther Holu eye pani ba ko a wode nchemu aba
the finance say possible the not transparency accountability no emu aye emu sekena like emu very fine I mean public officials will be obliged accounts to the general public every now and then in terms of whether it's about money that has been allocated to whether it's a building of hospital whether it's a building of whatever it is I mean there will be transparency and there will be accountability in the system and therefore if you can now you lose every year to corruption no a super brassy and 750 million na omodi abeto hono ye nka say eno ano no ye knew how omo arrive at that amount you knew what goes into because from the research no say it is just for the establishment of the information commission and no cost no for 5 years even if it's the same amount can say is true say you did establish a commission now what we stand to gain with this bill no more than that amount now spending no
wabapani Esther Hulu ene ayatene nka wo kiremo se enkonchabuo no mra hyebadwafo ne mpanimfo mo machiremu na yenhu munju meka ne juri ena 750 million Ghana cedis na chese Ghana fo abonhu akase yenyai wose da bi mo mra mo mepapa mumyemu se sika no a mo se chese estimate no ebedru no ye de dia na eka abomu na akwakodu se sika puduo ya mo se wose yenya no enu no antiesta so dia atudwa se sane be ye na sa right to information bill ye ho niema enka chiri ntine be ye abanye tete mpanimfo anke wo hwe nkitaudie so wonwuma wuduom no enka chekere won na wonhu bibi mfa sa right to information bill ho no won hyase anyam adwuma eti se nipa dodo no ma ye kora na cheso mo wo hodada no ne ye de wo ye adwuma
India say but we pass the bill no say you know na no be say implement kwa na the year can say so you person implementing a from 2020 now we should give ourselves timelines in the year with specific things to be done with the act. For instance, we have establishment of the commission, so we have designation of information officers, setting up information units or public institutions. Young function and animal say a good 2020 now. You might say for the first 3 months, or say institution be a designated information officer. Designation doesn't mean say or see a call employ new people. No, and a power in some of the arguments going on the radio station say, cost because I say there's also employing for they can say information service departments or more officials in public institutions. We can use such people. We don't need to recruit new set of people because we are saying that these people are underutilized even in the public institutions in the first place.
Ani eku a waka wo mu abomu nsantwefo wo mu adwumayefo wo ku bebre ene wakeka abomu right to information ene omo so omde omani bedi ache no ma hwese ne niam siko Esther Ahulu ekasa ku mpanimfo mo ena wode nkyiremu abayi
oguso etie prem to KASIEBO free Adom 106.3 FM your studios kokumremre fan of First Street Joy FM abrosa titinimu ewia na bufu pa na bu ni china kwakopiemu asantuma nkrokumase wani enuanom Israel FM ne ne de otu okuru rekrawre ne ngoma so krobia refia sante kotoko hene wotumfo o setutwa bebi onyamekese wo pemso no mo bebi atena eja wada metri KASIEBO no etwa edi atwamfire wo ho bebi a yekoyanim dia ne yeko Nigeria man mu anagoto alata yaw woni yeko eja yehu yeyi yesesabe aka Nigeria fo na komanya o mabato nkamfa ye ho na so biase obi enu asem emfa no ho esanse se di tribia se Nigeria asudwa ma ho no me o madwi so mo gitwi agitrede aba bepiem wo mamu ebeden esanse say in Nigeria it is susuru so ya it is say prime producer for line and it is say the tibia ka Nigeria for akan anybody ya say e ka woni a na ka na it say the tibia na o say penfut mere na wotimi de wani edi ensamachi na Nigeria abatwa wo sha say na no memene da no ya say penfo gusu a working kan sans wo do so pa na ne 36 states and what to aba no afei kura no matimi aduru mu 14 na 14 no na chese otete no ma furu ma na aka be se 22 no de nyina da ba na wiye na ne Adom kuma no once ma wo ka nyina da ene se aban peso wo woro ka wafo wo beti aban pese wo sum da wo pa no wo boyem wo peso de pipe so da no Israel hrenhro nya de wo beti ase emu nsema kwa bebrebe na abato o moto no potem no wo hwe ma na ne Europe man ka bo mu ko sans na America man ene bios na bibi man ka bo mu ko nyina da wo matu abofo so monko no monko ese de no masi koso no ni ko twawisi wonto nkra emfamra se de bia bia chacha no wo betimi atreten no na wapanyini Franklin Kujo wono so wodi mutitima pa we kra de friend Dr. Franklin Odro ho no wobata chese wono so de na ni di nsemachi Adom KASIEBO na twetwe nkoma ama na chirum se de no masi ko ho
can you run near the pay? You see our frame on the make say we are talking about just about 14 out of the 37 results that are supposed to come. And they have a long way to go. And part of the challenge they have is that it's only NIPA 73 and it's not some president. See 73 with the ballot paper 73 now we will be a results back. Now I can't boom. See the process, no, even at the state level coalition, no, tedious. And Sana, a bit Abuja, Wasako over. It's very challenging. But the way I see Kono may not sure say by never quite be now much me. Unless there's something radical change. 14 years, Abu Bono Shimwa, a move 5. Echo a opposition candidate no Abubakar Atiku the Akano which is 9 or so no a incumbent no Buhari
Opanyino Odro amananso was over about 20 minutes some na quite prekese te se ba tan dem no ma na ne se Frederick no ma mako wom agini wom space wom jene wom a trese e ma wo manfo kra ba mabu wo ma bre essence wa hwe be kenka ba wie kra no bia fa ho ayare wo manfo wo atwen ma e ka wo nkoro na nka preku nam ye we ne hyew na so tura ba wo ye jene timtiki abobo na ko bia hu smoothness level de wadi nkunim wo boza no wo bozi de wadi ntwenso agya wo mia ne preku no mia ne prekuru na sa de normal si kwane de e ya
well, they are frustrated. I think people are sitting on. There's a bit of tense because at Nechasana the echo already know the main opposition party, the PDP, Omar issue statement and so Omar rejected presidential results. No, almost Omar rejected because almost fear manipulation. Some sort of manipulation in the result, but there's no evidence to back. Maybe they have evidence, but we don't know as yet. But there's a little bit of tense in the country generally in terms of the delay in the resource declaration and transmission. Because the levels of mistrust now was in the more it learn faster to regain meanings, conspiracy theories, rumors are they say they are any legitimated, so they increase all of those. But people are peaceful. The battle in general was peaceful, and I think we need to commend Nigerians. They have been generally patient.
Equire friends a coalition of domestic election observers. Penny Bako Dimuntintimai and Adom KASIEBO Natural Commander Dr. Franklin Odro and artist which rims a channel. I had to chabit and channel no Wamokajangum about to Sombra Monteno Mafu Alpha.
Any Nigeria for ne huruswa no yemra wa mai Ghana mu na nyame ya dom a fimpinu ne aduonu sabre na Ghana so he huru dendendendene NDC MPP CPP ne woni aka nyina no obi e prese wo bedi o mayanim na nei NDC amanyoko no na akwa abato so a wakoyi nipa wo bedi amanyoko na nim nyame ya dom a afimpinu ne aduonu Ghana mampani dada John Dramani Mahaman wo kire mo se wo pa no a wonsa ni wanim na niema ntumi nkoye mfama wo yi a wayi nipa wo tu franka ama manyokwe no ne akoka aye nipa wo beye running mate anase wobeya bedi achedi ama mampani dada NDC amanyokwe mpanimfo eda no kiremo se wonum wa atwenye mu kyase wo hwanyame ani mu twanyame ani mu na brepam wa yisa nipa no na so obeyi no so anyin wo no pani ba akoya wudru mu wo mayi hwapon legwo mu a political science department ani ya wakwada mu pa Dr. Aziko Wusu mensa na kiremo se NDC amanyokwe no so pese niema koye de mabone a wo se nipa wo hia no enye wo ba na enye be ma na emom nipa obetumi ama wo vote so okoko gina se wodi akire a wo betumi de mabrebo wo se sa nipa no wonhwehwe na nka beye supo a ene nka atwe mantam ene won kro
say we know Bia on all the votes that's a very important thing. It's difficult for the NDC to win more than MP. It's a who running mate and say we sure say Nipa na me no bano for your Bia over to me abuami na want me more agenda youth for age I think consequences because Nipa no on for people Bia amro. But of course as a political scientist I'll be proud to see that we have a woman as a running mate, a woman as a vice president at the end of the day. I'll be proud to say that. But the point is that your baby MIDDAY votes abana. This is the question the president will have to ask. Not just to be a credible and formidable woman. No, there is not enough. Me bomb I think from going forward no, we have areas that the concentration may be for the president and that will be something like Western region. Because Western region apart from coming from a president be entry or it is the only you running mate for what not any panel where stronger he may be able to deliver the region to you. I we talk about Western region, you don't also talk about right now you cannot easily separate Western region from Western North. Indeed, this is all put together. Indeed, we are if you want that, I will make number.
Nature se wunyo obi ofra toye mantam we se nya toye mantam nko wanya atoye tifin Western North no abenya Western region so akamo no ose woni e won finfini mantam de se wonum kra de reanimate na fono won e se wanya bia film resante da bia reanimate e woma won chi afi de tasa anko hokra za nipa no mfamo woni e wo fra mantam so no Dr. Aziko Wusu mensa se fra mantam na NDC amanyoko ni se wo hwɛ mu a wo come back so your World Bank na World Bank no an wo su se na nipa titiriu for ye bwa manyoko num dodo no amfiri wo no wo se anu so e bi asempani for de wani hwɛ bo ebeboa wo na mmom ka feed ye Western for na adu wo so na owie ye se pen ye se ne enkwa ndisi amanyoko num e ne emisa wo se ebere ben wo be yiri animate no na die nkra no obebe ansa no wayi sa nipa no Peter Boama otukwo no ye woni deputy general secretary say emrakuna NDC for the adwuma no was ye nkyere se ye ba reanimate a yenya somasi a na se yenyino benten na ebere kura edi be yi no se constitution enka hwe mfa ho.
Your running mate selection, it is not clearly specified which procedure to say the flag bearer, as a neck above with the guidelines, as a company, as a tuabano, and all those things. It's not specified as such in the constitution, but we have a procedural use they are selecting over the period. Now, you're finalizing who it is. Now, the neck, neck at the home common, now a single year, there's a suit na the Africa. In 24, I did 2 1 more flag bearer, no Africa, Yatwa baby, a consulting, I don't know what 24 issue of running mate will come up in due course. So it be taken into consideration, and there might be taken into consideration. Into me and one check or reduce. Now, yet decision in the area, the honor and everything and the match.
Nature NDC amanyoko no twan awrade ani mabrepam wonuma nkasa wode won hyehyɛ ye be ye adwuma mra bia nkyere won ye wonye ebresem obeyi nipa ode ne ba se ba mo se be wo ba o ye de ye wa twan ye mu a
Yanto KASIEBO no so a tasty angaza mekai wo se DBS rufishiti e ba ya ne ba wo ba esa so manya daje wo ma hwe Ghana enso to ase de ya na no Mexico awia bo ase de no Mexico e no mo de ya de ama ye se de be enso beto awia bebo na je so chance dan da so gina di gina esa se ya je hu di ntie se ma 20 years warranty e fi schedule no se ko ba se ho pone ana se bibia na wo de fabra na fa yesisi emfama DBS rufishiti ne bo na fo pa ntie ne ne contractor for one obi ade na ni kire se wo ye carpenter ni no bi kase bebo ne dan so ma wo a wo pese adwuma na wo ye no obi hu sampa wani atre na otumi nya adwuma dodo na wan kasa ka kire nipa kro se DBS roofing sheet ni papa no na afi wo man ko tobi ne fa bebo so ma se de bi adwuma no ebe so say wa na sibi soap yes amena foforo kra aba se wo ba modi ana se wudi dware a ewura de wo de no betete yire rote sa kata ni chen beto so trom so sa brobe no age so wo de hye enya de honam ni nsansa bia ebe ye wo dwuba ma pe de woti no da krodo so ni nyina da betwam na wo wie so a ma mo ye pedicure no no abomode ade no bia ye wo saloon na so tide bia pedicure ne ade a wo benya customers do na kwoto ndo so pu fa begua na fa ye adwuma na so nyeska Franco Trading Enterprise no wo cha de was mobile phone ma na nya wo ha da abre wo no Franco ho phone papa na himfie no ho na ne wo ba mobile phone ne bo no wo de ato phone box ko te so obi a wo sakete no yi acha wo ba no abejo de na chese wo de ko wanim akatel kra de wo se ne bo no wo hwan so se hwi eti kwada kwajo de wunya akatel pigs ni bia wo di twamfo nyina ne fe wo beka se achi ni pa na de akwakoto mobile phone ne so na wo sa de printers aba wo de fresh screens go yi aba ne laptops na de kra wo no se Franco was been too night enya fe na kwedi traffic mo pepe popo emu aduane mu fifire na moto mu be tutuntutu tizate dabi ko www.francotrading.com na francophones.com preso da na ba bia wo bia ne famro ewie isa ka onya aduane aka be de ho wa bo triku na so adaje wontimi ko ba bia twa aduane na ka peso akopɛ yoko garia na se bia kofi brukuma bi ana se ka wonya satroga kokote lapewa face the wall yipa ne katenkwan yanke no so nya bad na so se ba ya wonya adaje na wonko na komkro so timi nkunti bomode ane nya vitamiriki esa se aduane ankasa enuane no awudo a yedi a yenya ne nyina da yedi ne nyina akwa kogu vitamiriki mu awonum bia emwanhode da mu ne nyina no watumi abo adwuma ankasa ye wonkra de wa ye friend vitamin champ na akra no bia jai obeka se wadi bemba yi na ne teacher ni kire na de ne se wo mu ase befuo wo betro so hwen watwatwa de wo de se bi ma capsules na ebo ama mema ye dwuso twa yetimi abo homan esa se wo ye bema wodi free fish aduasa de corner na kire se kokram no ye kese utran ko yi a ye de rubber ba batum ama abire nyina ye kwa afa be wiase ade na dawe na so adaje se bi ma capsules no bia prukuso na fefa bo homan efa free kokram ya de ho wo ba wodi se bi woman capsules wananti a che mema dada wache eto da bi so anu wache ka ho ye so twa homa na ma na che se bibi no kuro mo bobra no so ho anu a check wa brabo e bia na sheda ko yi wase wo ho ti se bi woman capsules e na be boa na siesie ahemfi ho be ma bia ba nche na truma ye ne na so de no ka wana sa wada menti ento so ye kwa ashaman ukopie mu asama ya panyimpa na dan disi amanyuko na ano toni afenyo wani aduka se ba twetwe nkomo se na setem abatu disi amanyuko wo kwotro na no memene da ene se de no mesi course asumdwemu li ma bibia kwotote enkanka asama na ne potemu ni di hwadanse sa adwin bia na dipa bi wo fa asama ho no enye sa ne tre wo se kane no wonya bo asama dipa ni obi adwane se obi nam no wote se abrantie wote asama yo wutran ko ye anya de obeba nchempo na campus wa ba be chiao se wadamfo wote fa is wote asama beka so wakofa di pabonefo na ade na ba fie esa sa biri bia beka shama yasem a na ya tuturasem entokwasem wo bi atwese kan wo bi atwituo enubone ene ade wo se die brade adom a shama brada ne amom so da ne bia sa se ko bi kurase wasoro yemfre no ayi tilapia ina abrobika wase jalapia ama nkrante kurase yemfre no machete eti sa pepe ne ne shama chingiosta eno ma de efe ne de den kwa de free shama ba e ba nyutu astombo ani ebim e ba football so atepatu sa so na besi ni twanso a Abraham atanie e de be bio no mope wo panyi kirima wo se dia shama no magina na so ide big
in the past was tagged as a very violent place, as a no-go area, but it is no more like that. There is so much enlightenment within Ashama now. There is a new generation of people in Ashama now, and that bad tag, the name, is no more existing. What is happening now is that people carry out their businesses in peace, and they do a lot of things in peace, and nothing like that in elections, general elections. You will not see it. The past general elections like 2008, 2012, and 2016, no violence recorded. So Ashama is changing because the new generation, the new crop of people in Ashama love peace, love their businesses, and they continue to look at development of the municipality more than anything.
NDC amanyoko panyipa wada no e wa shama ne potamu Tony afanyo no se nkyene kamfo no so we de obada de kutipompo ne abofiri onyina dua so abehwefom wo hwadua na was we de mayade no ama no fancy here was we enkofu ya kan yem no manyina da tuse anka egufom to wo bane trumpet ama masanyina da tibi na mbrahye bedwane wo potamu eye endes no gbe adom kase bon na twetwe komo no se duadua mu odua na wo de si na betri so ye ka se bibia ya asomdwe ne ka police fo ni man kanye ye etina de police fo mo apiafo
So there was no party security around. We asked them to stay aside for now, and we reimposed that confidence in the police security services to take charge of the election, and that had worked perfectly. So going forward, if we can advise ourselves, all the parties, to desist from using maybe party securities for these activities, it will go a long way to help us. But in the essence of that, we, the people in the NDC, we will still be protecting our ballot boxes. We will still be doing everything possible to protect our ballot after vote cast, and that is where the party securities may come in, because even our electoral laws suggest that we must all be protective of our ballot papers and the ballot, the voting. So we will continue to do that.
And as no bueno no way as amai embrashe bedwani eno wose hwe ewiase awtoso ne bema eni tri enya se bia coach amasa so wasakrantia na antrovien fa danum koye eyika kum national park da bida it wodasa den kra wani ba ko beta ho wo boss spy no ahwa unu se ballot boxes so betimi abo ho ban ma dwe kire no kingdom jense power capsules na afa ho ka kingdom jense power capsules so de onim se papa ye ka jense ho asema ene na wuru free ni paduanum esan se ni paduane se ekoba se bia moja ni mu ye wutumi fa kasha etwutwum ena wutumi fa bibia so twutwum tinkalo de enye jesa jense kuru ya na benom na afetumi ahuru fi na firi nipadua na bribia no emwatumi ada ho na moja na tumi de afurusa na ye bema na so onom kingdom jensen power capsules so dia na wa wunim de dura na dwa wo de kwakoye wo bra kopim se ye pan na kire se wudi umansam wo pam wada ameti ye kofuma dwenche
eni adwenche dani di young de eni di kan wo se Adom news memene mote papa na mame mama mpani da John Dramani mama baso enkunimdi abwadie no enyagro anglogo site na me water kwa me bona baso pa ya set so the way free us in Texas na eba na was freedom of information bill na was for egitum chese be cost Ghana millions of dollars kura was munyintum yemre beboa ene so wususu die ni osensa one prison se na mehwe mu free na mu ye too much tadi safoma for so edie eni was bribi atwam no na me wonda say mpanimfo edabo meya no anya bia wonum dwene wo meyi ho Ghana wodache kakra mamusa mampani wote suei wo ye ne ebebo anti Ghana foe momienta na china ne mankoso kumase bai kese achiase ene wo so de efre kwakusa akwade so ade eni ose mehwe mu free Cologne Germany na aseda nkoma mo pa na mo nto adwuma no so Eric ohine so ade eni wo so opposition ye bo Nigeria de so mamu so mbedi ntwo ene o mo hyehye ballot boxes e wo Lagos ene me aya wudu obi eso mada hey for that deba yo so edienie was NDC ni MPP say we bisa woni a we si azoka boys nya ye dia we si the horse nya ye dia se vigilante groups na nya wode dia eni omumu ni nyina ya so enkwa didi Rosa ani so edieni eja memo ha papa o si ebi wa mechia papa me baba na enawie me Germany na me wa me hwe ni so ni obi dumbie mechia mo Tony Abanso edieni Tony fa message no wate da chunya megaphone wa no akenkan Isaac Pasha so edie eni was me hwe mu fi Japan na nyankopon ka mo papa odo itemaso edibiaba was NDC amanyoko no delegates na ba okoto ye no poison ye no wonu mu diaba no wo foforo so de ye abode aba ene eno adwo acham waten so edie nie wasi ebi waye na anu memenda kwasi adapo wasi na ye me birthday nyame aboa me medi 50 years Oslo Norway na me wo eti mama me happy birthday no an ye de ma we no acha nyankopon hia wonno mo na nyini enkwa ahoden ewomo na wuhia abusua sama na yesa akoi na asama fo ebi bo sese chese na nieme koye wo wono mo emabunu wonum asesa wo suban no wonum so abo asama new quarters kirem so omodo mo nyu omo wo mo se enwowa na atu agu wo so buruwo ma wo mo nyu eti we di osre adum jadwuma yefo ne mpanimfo a mo betumi aboa mo amutumi che nwowa no mo nkwa cha aman yesi na nwowa buruwo eti nipa wo no mo wa ne yensa ntwefo atwetwe nkomo no wo mo chem se efira fimpinu ene nso ena nwowa ba no wabebo no wokọ omba no omukọ no mo se afidi ende anu eden
Emwano oma bedua no so ebun confidence no et 2 years of me authority no embambe space so that ebenya access aye business kwala for ko school nkofu bebre no an person obi okita pia otaka oma abuna mo eja ne ka o they beat me a lot me nim kra an pe kwa na se beat pedua sa ultimate na mda na se betwetwe here then papa na my risk in life there nyame adom wo follow koma no wo ba no ma ti misire mo bebo aya why
ombe spray my se na be ye ho beto ye e se no abofra kitu ebe ya unu baby nge aban kan tim se na be yi free mu ma no ti ombe
2005 6 7 mba ho no ye ba nti se efisa aban be de e bo no meyi emo na de free ho no ma che ya still emo na ntimi nkonje se aban so mo bo aye wa
eni enwowa ebu nipa ye bo asama new quarters eni wo chense se yaban ya dru akache se de woje wo mo anye ya ne potam hwesofo abobo asama new quarters tete empa etwetwe nkomo na ebisa anu se je ne ekosue potam hwesofo de na chese we kun adwuma mo asambiri man eti de na wo ya afa mo wo so anu chese bo aye bia free mesanchen na ese de odi dru mpanimfom no wahwe se wo mbetu ase kura
bra wia na ye wo meeting wa assembly ho na resident bi frame say is be attacking obina old man be enam ho ni fie na wa collapse enti me makuma tuye enti na me start frefrem panyifo ahia say omba eboan anapa we me sorry me friend chief executive and I say okay oni environment for no be kasa but omonti me inspire say we are no eba ya ko ho akɔhwɛ situation no very risky as I say wonam ho kra na mboa no ennam every 2007 no say no omo nhya dan doso nti na omo nha obia as and any first time amati say yes omo abu obi ana say omo di nkrofo eji on service no omo ye mboa omo bi from place to place nti in the interim no ne say any say some be fumigate place no
eni potamu wesofo ya bobo asama new quarters Emmanuel Agbosun eni etene nka no
asama for we dey mamudue as you have a big case to make it on potro mo asem kese bone po yankwa en Adam Chetobia won fa adom trotro en famre as nyansa eni ba ku fu trim nkrumitrim pro dante akwabo
komi da show ma just that na adom trotro ya ba be pie mo pie I want 30 services sometime aba yo mo na me sabe no obe ye for say Pacho FM blame ma. Pacho munta kana asema wo kana. O kale ncha matasa mo do. Se NDC for minimum so na ebu o man no. Wo ye mama wo so e ma o minister. O be na ko to ye. E do kale ncha matasa asem sa na aka na asem. O be si anyina di anya fine. Be da se o fa je fa se tra. Da fami ya poku. Pacho na Mahama na NDC for na ko to abalo. So ma na ko to abalo. Ne die be ntia mo na radio si na say bata won won hira ya tuna bia so asa ko fana bada ti mo hwe ni e pagana fo mo hwe to parliament
yera se ma me cho Pacho me so ma jwa me be chira kakra ni se sisi o ma ne mo aye din ye pe ni ya ba me water to service station sisi o ma ne mo aye din na o ma pe yin so ma hu se ono so aye dey o ye njuma pa di ba de o ba ni ye bi ye na de se ni se o ma sika embra krom na ya so ya wonye de na ko fo bo o ma panyi na nado ni ti ye na nado ni di mbu o ma mu na afia agide no ni esa so ato ama me da so charge
me da say ya kweme ya muso service station nana ya dawo ya chakina na ado ye ni penisa na wa me ne wo ko da for mabo a wo da for mo so me so le amebo mahama wo kwai wan mo ko yino won timi emetu na ado frusu wa feli poto ni da say aba ma
ye feme ya foku me to ma ni o ma ha ana mahama ya sira ye wa ha say ye mahama ye no yo everyone everyone me chawo ya na sim den ka me den ko ponse pa say any si akoto aba no ya na sim din bibia kama Papa Abba said, Jam, also some baby, no matter to ask my. Now, be idea. I'm not for said Jam or Jampa. Now, Skadium Casodi and Nay Skadiano. Now, you go and send out baby 2020. I'm a man across. It's everywhere. I'm a cow. Jam, see, I'm a cow. No, about Mammy.
Me pacho me David, me pama de hotel station has say. Me so me the American is and na buy no ayadie. But you the bro ha onye bie. So ye adwuma na onye no onye. About some free SSS now they buy and ya kan ye hu. Nti esre na onye adwuma na hu so ye adwuma.
Yo, mommy pay up to one.
Me pacho Again, and I do a baby, boot de Yanu Ghana.
Let us say, go to the baby, and over so
don't tell me, no, I don't trot. And what the brand, you know, was like I say, where the Bremo and Benada, Busumine de Trosusia, Promtobra dear, Chesty Angas, a Yemunico man, a boom. Oh, we don't be a quaku, a duke memene.
A Kriabuachi, where ye Adom.
Yana, we are best one year, so Musumpa, Mubarak.
Jim FM 106.3.
Only God can stop us now.
106.3 FM. Jim FM.